Welcome to the Bobby Turtle Podcast. This is the 4th episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's your host, CK Payne, along with my co-host,
Kate Madison.
We have a great show in store for you guys today. Before we get started, I want to thank you for blowing up our social media at Bobby Turtle Pod across the board. That covers Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Our numbers are coming in and they're looking great. Keep finding us where you get your podcast. As always, share, subscribe, and leave a review. And let's get in the action. Joining us now is Cade Bolso, first baseman for the LSU Tigers baseball team. Cade is a junior entering his 3rd season as a Tiger. Cade, it's great to have you on the show with us.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you guys a lot.
So before we get into the action, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, for sure, man. I was born in New Orleans. Moved after the hurricane in Texas for about 7 or so years. Came back. Went to Curtis my last 2 years, junior and senior year. Got a little offer from LSU and then signed and committed when I was going into my senior year, and then ended up at LSU. It's been a dream come true ever since. Pretty much it.
Yeah, man. How did the virus affect training for you guys heading into the 2021 season?
Right, yeah. I mean, it was definitely different. Because they wouldn't allow any of us to stay on campus. They basically told us all to go home. So it was definitely different. It was good for me. I got to go back home, and luckily I had some facilities to train at. I had some facilities to work out and do some fielding work at. So I didn't miss a beat, but I know some people around the country weren't so fortunate that they had to do less, which, I mean, you just kind of have to do whatever you can during those tough times, but it was definitely weird, to say the least.
Yeah, I believe that.
So what are the changes us fans should expect from the virus for not attending games at the box this year? I know it's quite normal to see Alex Box packed out on a Friday to Sunday opening weekend series.
Right. I mean, I don't know what the word is about the whole fans. I'm not sure if they've come to a conclusion about that, but I mean, regardless if we have 12,000 or if we have no one in the stands. I know we're going to go out there and we're going to play LSU baseball. I know we're going to get after it, and we're going to make you guys proud watching wherever you are watching. And I guess that's what we're all going to try to do. And if we're allowed to have fans, even better. Get a little rowdy in there and get even more excited than we'll already be.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see where the season's going to go, bro. Y'all got a lot of talent out there.
I appreciate that, man. We have a really good squad this year. Have some really good position players, really good pitchers. I just can't wait to see how this team's going to gel together and see if we can make a run at things here pretty soon. I know it's less than 2 months away. Pretty excited about this season. Just can't wait to get out there with the boys.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Do the changes in crowd size at the box seem to affect you in any way?
Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, it's baseball. The game never changes, no matter if you're playing in front of 30,000, 12,000, 2,000, or no one in the stands. The game itself never changes, and it's still a team sport, and still you got to go out there and do your job in order to win. Take care of the little things on the field, and just got to focus on the task at hand. So I mean, the game will never change, but it'll definitely be different. But it's definitely something that I think we can handle and that we're capable of handling.
Yeah.
So you have Paul Maneri as your head coach. What is it like to play under him?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Coach Maneri is one of the legends of our game. One of the best coaches to ever do it. Special playing under him. I mean, he knows so much about baseball, knows so much about the history of baseball, how it's supposed to be played. Holds us to a really high standard, which I love. And he's your biggest supporter, and also he's your biggest critic. So I mean, he's gonna get on you if you're messing up, and he's gonna support you when you're doing good. So I mean, it's awesome playing under him. Learned so much from him, and truly appreciate everything he's done for me and everything he's done for our team as well. He's an awesome person, and couldn't say enough good things about him.
Yeah, man, he's led a lot of good teams over there at LSU. What made you choose LSU in your recruiting process?
Right. Yeah, like I said, I'm from Louisiana. Growing up, I was a huge LSU fan. That's literally all I wanted to do was play baseball for LSU. That was my dream. So it was pretty much a no-brainer for me they called my phone. That was pretty much no brainer when that happened. I knew I wanted to play for LSU under Coach Mary. So when that opportunity came, I didn't hesitate at all.
Yeah, I can't say I'd hesitate either if I got an offer like that.
So LSU is ranked number 7 in the preseason polls, and I'm confident you guys deserve to be higher than that. Based off what you've seen so far in the inter
Right.
squads and workouts and stuff, where do you believe y'all stand?
I saw that ranking yesterday. We don't really pay too much attention to preseason rankings because it is a preseason ranking, and we want to be ranked high in the postseason, not preseason. So, I mean, we're not really worried about that. It's cool that we got recognized as a top 10 team in the country. I know that we have a really, really dangerous squad. We're going to be really, really good. And no doubt in my mind, we can be holding the trophy over our heads in Omaha when June comes around or July, whenever it is this year. I don't know if they're going to push it back or anything. But no doubt in my mind, we're going to be one of the best teams in the country, just the way we've been practicing, playing. I mean, dude, we have really talented team and really hard-working team. So that's all you can ask for out of a club, which I'm super excited to get started.
Definitely hope to see you guys in Omaha this year, that's for sure.
I want to see that dog pile on the pitcher's mound.
Let's do it.
If you could change your position in baseball to anything else, what would you play?
Position on the field?
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of limited to being left-handed. I've actually moved to the outfield this past fall, so I guess I would say outfield.
So what advice would you give someone who wants to continue their baseball career out of high school?
Yeah, man. Just work hard every single day. Find something each day to do to get better. Get that 1% better every day. And just never feel satisfied. Always stay hungry. Always want to achieve more, if that makes sense. And just dream big because you never know when the opportunity is going to arise.
Did you play any other sports in high school other than baseball, or was baseball just your primary focus?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was big into football. Loved football. Played my whole life. So yeah, definitely I was two sports in high school. In middle school, I played a little track and basketball as well. So I mean, I definitely stayed active outside of baseball. One of my favorite things to do is golf too. So always looking to do other things to take your mind off baseball. Just let loose a little bit. So definitely those things. I think it's good if you play multiple sports. It helps you be more competitive and just helps you see a different perspective from certain things.
What position did you play on the football field, man?
Played linebacker.
Did you have any recruits come through for football?
I talked to a couple schools late in my senior year, but I was already signed to play baseball at LSU, so I had to honor my NLI and go to LSU, which, I mean, I wasn't playing anyway. I didn't really want to go play football in college, but it was just so fun to play throughout my whole life. It was awesome.
Well, we appreciate you coming on the show, and good luck in the 2021 season. As always, go Tigers.
Hey, man, appreciate you guys. Go Tigers, and we'll see y'all soon.
For sure. Again, big thanks to Cade Bolso for coming on the show, and good luck in the 2021 season. Go Tigers. Switching gears now on the Bobby Turtle Podcast. This football season is not over. We still have lots more to go over. There are plenty of bowl games, NFL games, and many more events left for us to cover. First up, after me begging for it at 3 different games, and you've probably heard me talk about it multiple times on the show, LSU and Bo Pelini have finally agreed to part ways. Maybe he'll become someone else's opposing team offensive coordinator.
And Bo Pelini isn't the only person that LSU has parted ways with, or they've parted ways with LSU. Passing game coordinator Scott Linehan is out after 1 year. I agree with this move because, I mean, the offense was just so one-dimensional. It wasn't creative enough. He didn't bring the same kind of energy Joe Brady did. And, I mean, this is like his 10th job, and he's failed at every single one he's been at. But he's just a big name, so I guess people keep hiring him.
Also, another person that parted ways with the Tigers today was Steve Ensminger, as he retired today from the offensive coordinator spot at LSU.
Yeah, I like that move. Well, you know, I don't like that he's retiring because as a tight ends coach, he was very good. But, you know, changes need to be made because, I mean, that's Bo Pelini, Steve Ensminger, Scott Linehan, the defensive line coach, Bill Johnson, and the safety coach, Bill Bush. I mean, they're all going because Bill Johnson's assigned to retire, and Bill Bush, I think, either got fired or is just leaving. I'm not sure.
Right. So did you like the fact that Bo Pelini got fired?
I did. I think the 4-3 defense is very outdated in today's game of college football because, in my personal opinion, the offensive side of football is evolving at a much faster and rapid rate compared to defense. In today's game, you have to essentially have a bend, don't break defense because those big plays will just go right over you, and just the speed of today's game, the 4-3 won't work.
And
And
this
Bo
defense
Pelini,
broke a lot.
yeah, and Bo Pelini's got to make a change to that.
You think he picks up another job somewhere else?
Yeah, he's a big name. I think he'll go back kind of to like a Youngstown State kind of thing, like what he was at.
Head coaching or defensive coordinator?
Probably head coaching. I think it's a defensive coordinator. I don't know if he'll ever coach that again.
I don't think he deserves to, at least, that's for sure.
No.
All right. LSU tallies up enough to pull away from Ole Miss for a 53-48 high-scoring shootout win after a fumble by Ole Miss quarterback Matt Corral with 46 seconds left on the clock. His 5 turnovers really helped LSU pull through and avoid a losing season after finishing up 5-5.
Yeah, that game was something remarkable to see. If y'all didn't already see, I've seen it everywhere on my feed. But freshman wide receiver Keyshawn Butte, 14 receptions, 308 yards, 3 touchdown catches. That's an average of 22 yards per reception. That is a remarkable number for a freshman. He was a highly regarded 5-star recruit at a Westgate High School in last year's class. And I expected big things out of him, but I don't know if anybody expected a 308-yard game.
That was an incredible game, and I've never seen somebody do that, especially as a freshman. And
Yeah.
that's the new LSU record as well as SEC record, correct?
Yeah, for anybody. And I mean, you got to think receivers like A.J. Green and Julio Jones and Odell and Jarvis played.
Desmond
in
Howard.
SEC.
You know, there's so many big names that played, in the NCAA as a whole, and Keyshawn Butte is really up there as a freshman with those guys.
Yeah, and I mean, Max Johnson had a pretty decent game. His completion percentage wasn't the best, but he still threw for 435 yards, which most of that was Keyshawn Butte, but still. And then another story was LSU was pretty banged up in the running back room, and they started Josh Williams. He's a walk-on freshman from Houston, Texas, and he had 22 rushing attempts for 88 yards, averaging 4 yards a carry.
He's a freshman?
He is a freshman, correct.
That's pretty solid for a freshman walk-on running back out of Houston.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I think he did great.
Yeah, Max Johnson put up a pretty impressive stat line as a freshman for those Tigers. I mean, I was really, really, really impressed by what he did, and I think he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, me too, man. He's real mobile on his feet, and he's got a pretty good arm. But I just don't want y'all to think that this game was a blowout in LSU's favor because of Bootsy's record-setting day. Our defense was terrible because of Bo Pelini. It's a horrible defense, and thank God we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, certainly. I've been begging for it for a very long time now.
Yeah, because Ole Miss's quarterback, he was 15 for 27 with 251 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he did throw 5 picks.
That's the only thing that really saved us that game. If it wasn't for that, and he's a mobile quarterback too, Matt Corral.
Yeah.
He's incredibly fast and on his feet, and I really did not expect him to fumble to end that game.
Yeah, because he had 17 carries, 158 yards, and 1 touchdown. And was
he their leading rusher?
He was, and their leading receiver was Braylon Sanders, a senior out of Hogansville, Georgia. He had, let me see here, 4 receptions for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive stat line as well. Bowl season started yesterday with a team my Cajuns beat Appalachian State. They faced North Texas and won convincingly 56-28 in a blowout against North Texas. The most impressive player of that game was Cameron Peoples of App State, who finished with 5 touchdowns, 319 yards on just 23 rushing attempts. App State did cover the minus 21.5 spread.
Yeah, that game was very impressive for Appalachian State on offense. This game, if you watched it, wasn't you couldn't even imagine North Texas scoring 28 because it didn't seem like it because Appalachian State was just so dominant on offense. Like he said, Cameron Peoples, he had a very, very, very impressive game. And even on the season, he's had 168 rushing attempts for 1,124 yards. And, I mean, in my personal opinion, any running back that goes over 1,000 yards in a season is pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely solid.
That's all you can ask for.
And App State has faced some pretty solid defenses, actually.
Yeah, they faced, I mean, their schedule's been a little bit tougher than what people thought it was going to be.
I know UL actually has a top 10 secondary defense in NCAA right now as ranked by, I believe it was ESPN. And he had to run against those guys, and he looked really well against them as well.
Yeah, man, I have to agree with you.
So, Tulane is currently playing Nevada in the Idaho Potato Bowl. Okay, is it Nevada or Nevada?
Nevada.
Okay, I was just making sure I had that correct. I'm sure somebody's going to get upset about that. But Nevada is currently up 19-0 on Tulane. Tulane's 0 for 3 on third downs. Their quarterback has not completed a single pass to this point at 10 minutes into the second quarter. Who do you think pulls away with this game? Do you think Nevada holds on to that big lead?
I hope Tulane wins, but right now they look like hot dog shit. So I'm thinking Nevada's gonna just keep pulling away because Tulane's quarterback's bad, their receivers are bad, everything's bad.
Yeah, nothing's looked good today for Tulane. Although their defense did make a goal line stand earlier, other than that, they haven't done very much. They threw an interception off a tip pass. They've looked really filthy out there.
It's been ugly.
It looked like Springfield High School.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Springfield. Not really. All right, UCF plays BYU tonight in the Boca Raton Bowl. Who takes that game?
I got the Mormons. BYU is gonna win this game convincingly.
Final score prediction?
BYU 28. The other guys 7. I'm not even gonna say their name.
Yeah, UCF always called themselves national national champions. Sorry about that. Up until LSU absolutely spanked them, and was it 2018 season?
Yeah, and thank
Joe
you.
Burrow's first year.
Thank you, whatever that defensive lineman was that smacked Joe Burrow.
He knocked greatness into Joe.
You
Burrow.
knocked good JoJo. You knocked good juju into Big Dick Joe.
There's no doubt about that. So Louisiana Tech plays Georgia Southern tomorrow in the New Orleans Bowl. Louisiana Tech's had it rough with the cancellations, the postponements, a lot of changes in their schedule, a lot of changes in their season. Play against a decent Georgia Southern team. Who do you think takes that game?
I'm going to go with Georgia Southern. I think Georgia Southern's got a good quarterback, and I think that'll just overwhelm the Louisiana Tech defense, and they won't have a chance.
I'm going to take Georgia Southern in that game, 35 to La Tech's 6.
And then I'll take Georgia Southern 42 to La Tech's 21.
So, Memphis plays FAU, Lane Kiffin's old team, who's currently the head coach at Ole Miss, in the Montgomery Bowl. Who takes that game?
I got Memphis. I think Memphis, they're very good on offense, and they have a very good quarterback in the name of Brady White. He's been phenomenal this year. They also have a very good receiver by the name of Calvin Austin III. He has 60 receptions, 1,025 yards, and 10 touchdowns. I think
that's averaging out to be a big number, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that Memphis overwhelms this FAU defense, and I'm going to go Memphis 52, FAU 35.
Memphis 45, FAU 32. It's going to be a weird scoring game, in my opinion. Steelers, the overrated guys, have lost their third straight game. Another away game where Juju Smith-Schuster goes out and does a TikTok dance on their emblem. Do you think that needs to change?
I think Juju's needs to go. He's a distraction.
He really is. I think he's hurt the Steelers more because I know, again, I'll repeat what I said last week. I think that if somebody were to dance on my logo, I'd be very mad about it. And Von Bell actually talked about it. He said, I'm going to knock this kid down. And sure enough, Von Bell forced a fumble on Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, Juju's nothing but a distraction, and it's just going to hold the Steelers team back, in my opinion.
Also, another thing about the Steelers, Chase Claypool, wide receiver, has more TikToks than catches this year. 51 TikToks, 50 catches.
TikTok's popping, dog.
Well, that's quite a stat line to be an NFL player, but popping off more on TikToks than on the field, isn't it?
You're being rude right now.
I'm being rude to Chase Claypool because I'm not a very big TikTok person.
Hey, I see that we're not talking about the Saints losing to the Chiefs in here.
Well, we can go ahead and talk about that.
All right, well, let's go.
All right. Well, I think Alex Anzalone really did cost us that game, first of all. I think that by not being able to fall on that fumble and recover that successfully is what really, really, really hurt us because had he done that, we would have finished with a win by 4 rather than losing by 3.
Y'all just aren't as good as the Chiefs. Y'all aren't even close.
Okay, the Chiefs have the most explosive offense in the league. It's really hard for the Saints to throw the ball against such a tight man coverage. It's hard for any quarterback to do so. Whether it be Tom Brady, it doesn't matter who it is. So what do you have to say about the Chiefs-Saints game? Anything good?
On the Saints side, no. On the Chiefs, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. I was actually not that upset with it because if the Chiefs would have lost, I probably wouldn't have won my fantasy football game to put me in the final round for a chance to win my money back and a little more.
I hope you lose because you're a Saints fan.
Yeah, but I don't even think I have a Saints player. Oh, I have Iron Nuts Will Lutz on my team.
Okay.
That is the only Saints player that I have.
Well, that should tell you something about how bad your team is.
I strongly disagree.
Okay, you can disagree all you want.
I think that my team is great, and I think we're going to see the Chiefs again on Super Bowl Sunday.
I think your opinion sucks, and you're not going to see them pass the first round.
Whatever. I'm done talking with the Saints with this guy. He's just a hater. He's sad that his Raiders are 7-7 right now.
Hey, we're 500. That's better than we've been in like 4 years. Don't hate.
He's not wrong.
Appreciate.
He's not wrong. All right, guys, let's talk politics. Congress approved of a $900 billion COVID relief bill cleared in the House by a 359 to 53 vote and in the Senate by a 92 to 6 vote. It's on the way to President Trump's desk as we speak. The bill features $300 per week supplemental jobless benefit and $600 direct stimulus to most Americans.
Well, that's pretty nice.
But here's the catch that they don't want you to see in that 5,000-page packet, the largest bill ever shipped through Congress. The foreign and domestic pork is unbelievable. Kennedy Center gets $26.4 million. $1 billion will go to the Smithsonian. Plenty more on the domestic side, but let's get to the foreign countries that are getting tons of cash from the American taxpayer. Egypt is getting $1.3 billion. Sudan is getting $700 million. Pakistan is getting $25 million. Asia is getting $1.4 billion. And the American people only get $600.
Yeah, American is already fading away with Trump, and he's not even less office yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate to see where this thing's going. And I don't think that there's any way that the American people deserve to really get screwed out of all this stuff that's going to other countries rather than coming to the American people. How's an American stimulus relief bill if it's going more to other countries?
Yeah, that's a trick that I think the Democrats are trying to pull on us, man. They always try to do that. It's like a good top layer, but like soon as you get down into it, it's just not. It's not what they promised the American people.
That's why I believe this bill is so long. They put them 5,000 pages in there so they could slip in a couple hundred that people don't really read, that they just skim over or whatever. And then you go from that and realize that you just signed all this money away to go to other countries that it's really going to hurt us in the long run. It's really unfortunate to see where the Democrats are going to take this thing in the future, especially if the Senate, the House, and the executive branch is controlled by the Democrats.
Yeah, it's a country that I would be pretty upset to live in, but always I'd be a proud American.
There's so much stuff that they're going to do that is really going to affect us blue-collar people, or any working-class American, any middle-class American, that's really going to hurt us and knock us down.
Yeah, man, it's going to hurt families like mine, families like yours, and everybody I know around.
For sure.
here.
Anybody around here, any small-town American man is probably the person that's really going to get hurt from this. Man or woman, that is. If you're a hat and a hoodie person like myself, I'm pretty sure I found your new favorite site. Get online and check out Dryden Apparel at drydenapparelandmedia.com. The hats, shirts, and hoodies look great, and I have one on at this moment. The quality is amazing and unmatched. Plus, Dryden's running a holiday sale with many of their items at a pretty great price, just in time for Christmas. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Check them out on social media at Dryden_media for instant updates on the latest hats, shirts, and hoodies. Dryden Apparel and Media is a brand dedicated to bringing you extremely wild, fun, and comedic content while spreading the true gospel of Jesus Christ. It's time for some questions y'all sent in for us. I'm glad to have Cade back today to answer them with me.
Yeah, man. Do you think Alex Anzalone cost the Saints game?
I think that there were a lot of ways that the Saints should have won that game other than just Alex Anzalone costing it. I think that is a viable excuse for how we could have won the game, but I don't think it's what costed us the win. I feel like our offense could have got off to a better start, like Drew Brees starting 0 for 7. I think that could have went a lot differently and should have went a lot differently.
Washed up.
Not washed up. I think that Alex Anzalone not being able to fall on that football was kind of embarrassing, and I was really upset about it.
Your whole team's embarrassing.
We're not embarrassing. We're actually not bad this year.
Drew Brees is washed up.
7-7.
You are better without Drew Brees. Okay, we're making improvement.
We're making improvement. We're 5-1 without Drew.
Yeah, without Drew. You're washed up old man quarterback.
Okay, so what do you think about Tom Brady? Is he washed up as well?
No, he's better than Drew.
How is he better than Drew?
He just is, bro.
In what aspect is he better than Drew Brees?
He's a winner. He's got 6 rings.
The Saints don't have 6 rings because they got cheated.
One time. And they didn't even really get cheated.
Are you talking about the pass interference call?
Yeah.
They changed the rule because of it. Something had to happen.
But the Rams still played in the Super Bowl and the Saints didn't.
Okay, well, they got stomped all over by Tom Brady's Patriots. If the Saints would have went to the Super Bowl against Tom Brady's Patriots, we would have stomped all over them.
Okay, you're an idiot.
No, there's no doubt about it.
You're an idiot.
How do you plan to change my mind on that?
New host for the Bobby Turtle podcast. Send in suggestions.
I don't think I'm going anywhere.
Well, your opinion can.
My opinion is not going anywhere either. I'm definitely a Saints fan till the day that I die, and I don't understand why you're a Raiders fan.
You're going to die a sad man.
Why is that?
You're not going to win another Super Bowl.
We're definitely going to win in the Super Bowl.
Win!
Taysom Hill. You don't think Taysom has any potential?
No, he's like a one of them Swiss Army knives, bro. You can't put him in one place. He's a free range animal. You can't cage him up in one position.
Well, yeah, that is true. Sean Payton was asked one time during an interview what position does Taysom Hill play, and Sean Payton responded with football.
That's right.
So do you think professional athletes are overpaid?
Yeah, I think that military, first responders, EMS providers, nurses, they all need to get paid the big bucks. I think athletes should get paid a significant amount, but not no $40 million a year. I understand they have to pay for things like training, housing, cars, everyday life things, but nobody deserves 40 million for throwing a football or shooting a basketball.
Yeah, and what car do you need, like desperately need? Like I feel like anybody should be happy with the car that they get rather than needing $40 million to go toss a football down the field for 60 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be happy with a 1996 Honda Civic with a four-cylinder in it.
It's no joke. Those things were the best.
They'd run forever.
Oh yeah, they don't break. It's like my dad's got an '88 Toyota. Don't even have a name. It's just called a Toyota truck, and that thing hasn't given us very many problems at all,
Yeah, they're very reliable vehicles.
for sure. And I don't think that one's going anywhere anytime soon.
One of the questions y'all submitted was, do we agree with background checks for weapons?
I agree with background checks for weapons, but I think there should be a stronger system provided for the background checks for weapons. I think it's kind of a broken system that we have because I don't believe the reason I believe in the background checks is I don't believe somebody could be able to go slap papers up on a desk at Academy, say, "Hey, I want that Smith and Wesson 9 right there," and the papers say that they're a murderer, and then they just hand it to them like it's nothing. I think that there certainly should be some form of background check to see if somebody's committed a significant crime or if they're a significantly mentally ill person.
Yeah, I think a more structured and more detailed background check system could prevent things like school shootings, mass shootings, things that harm a lot of people.
Right. And how do we keep the guns that are being sold off the streets from being sold on the streets?
Attack it the same way you're trying to get the drugs off the streets, but there's no way to stop it, really. It's going to happen. It's one of those things that'll just work itself out.
Is it going to be another Ronald Reagan that we have to stop it? Like a
Um,
war on drugs, but like a war on guns, rather?
yeah, I think so.
What did you think about the war on drugs by Ronald Reagan? Was it effective? Did you
Uh,
like that call? That's the most toss-up thing that Ronald Reagan did.
I mean, a lot of people have different opinions on it. I think that it was, I think it was somewhat effective, but then again, as soon as it like went out of date, the numbers went back up. So I don't know. It's kind of a 50-50 toss up thing.
Right. So what's your dream car?
OJ's Bronco, his specific Bronco that was in a slow speed chase.
I saw a clip from Pawn Stars, the show that features Rick and the family from Vegas, and they actually got offered 50,000. No, they had an offer. The guy offered to sell OJ's specific Bronco that you've seen in one of the most popular pictures of all times. That Bronco was drove into the shop, and Rick was given an offer of $50,000 to take that Bronco, and he declined it.
He's dumb. I would have bought it for 60 if they asked that.
Certainly, I mean it's the most iconic picture of all time.
The juice is loose.
It was. I want that flag to be behind us.
Yeah,
Right in
that
front of
would be
us.
cool.
That would be super cool. Definitely gonna look into that this week.
What is your dream car?
My dream car is probably an El Camino.
Why an El Camino?
I mean, a car with a truck bed. Riley Green sings about it.
I mean, it's a Chevy, so it's gonna be a piece of crap.
And no, it's a Chevy, so it's gonna be great.
Ugh.
Plus, it has a truck bed.
Saints fan, Chevy fan. That's what is he gonna be next? A Joe Biden fan?
No, I'm certainly not a Joe Biden fan,
All I'm saying is, bro, your opinions, they're not good.
except for one, and that's politically. But some people disagree with that. But that's their personal opinion. You're entitled to your own. I have nothing to say about it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I really can't change anybody else's opinion. I can't change anybody's vote or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no point in everybody's got that freedom to have their own personal opinion when it comes to things like voting, freedom of speech, and that's a great thing about our country.
That's what makes America beautiful. Makes America America.
That's right. And Donald Trump made America great.
He really did. Wasn't that the same slogan that Ronald Reagan ran on? Was "Make America Great Again"?
No, it was something similar to that, but I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Okay. So why did we get started in the podcasting business?
Man, I enjoy podcasts in general. People like Joe Rogan are big inspirations just with their creative minds and stuff like that.
Right.
I've always been a fan, and why not start a podcast with your buddies? The real question.
Right.
It's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm excited for the future of it.
I'm definitely enjoyed this ride, and I'm so excited that I made this decision. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. That's for sure. We've had a great time doing this thing, and I can't be more thankful for the co-hosts that I have, Cade, and I can't be more thankful for our special guests such as Cade Bolso, Jeremy Alford, and Kelby Daigle for joining us. And for the people that are helping in the background with this thing, I can't be thankful enough for you guys. and I'm really excited for the future of this.
Yeah, I am too, man. Thoughts on LSU next year?
I think our defense is going to improve. I don't care who we hire. They could hire me, and we'd have improvements in the defensive spot.
I don't know about that, but I think LSU is going to be a pretty good team next year. If they play the 12-game schedule, my prediction was probably going to be 10-2. We have a lot of young talent coming back. Like I think in the Florida game we had 26 freshmen and sophomores that played in that game, and that's a remarkable number. They're so young, but so deep in depth with so much young talent. Keishawn Butte is going to come back. He's going to have a remarkable season next year, I think. We have a lot of freshmen like Alex Adams out of South Pike High School in Magnolia, Mississippi. I think he can make a lot of noise. Coy Moore out of Rummel.
I like Coy Moore a lot.
Yeah, and then we have a lot of good receivers like Chris Hilton and potentially Brian Thomas that could be coming up to LSU next year. That could help us out a lot.
Did Brian commit to LSU?
No, I think he's A&M lean right now.
Really?
Yeah.
So was he leaning LSU at one point?
No, it's either been A&M or Alabama. LSU likes to seem like they think they have a chance, but I don't know if they do.
I got you. So do you think that firing Bo Pelini really makes a big difference for this defense, and who do you think we go with next?
I mean, what could hurt? You know what I'm saying? It's already as bad as it's going to get. That was probably one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in my life. I think changes need to be made.
It was effective 05 to 07. It was really effective.
Yeah,
but it's, like you said, it's an outdated defense now because offenses has improved way more than defensive have.
The offensive game of then was so one-dimensional. That was still, pro style, power eye, old school, and a 4-3 stopped that. It has not stopped the spreads and air raids of today's football.
Today's football is really, really, really growing into something different, like nobody's ever seen. That's why you can't compare who's the GOAT now to who's the GOAT then. You can only say this is the greatest player in the league right now.
And that's in every sport. I mean, rules have changed. I think everything today is it's essentially softer than what it was then.
Right.
I think that I don't really agree with that. With all the training and all the medical equipment and stuff we have now, we should be able to go full speed and not have to worry about, hitting a quarterback too hard or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think that the rules have definitely made the league softer. I actually suggested that we go towards a flag football type of thing soon.
Yeah, I think that might happen. That'd be pathetic, though.
That's what it's leaning towards, seeming like it at least. And that does it for episode 4. Thanks so much for tuning in. Special thanks to Cade Bolso again for coming on the show. Be sure to go watch his games and go Tigers. Also, be on the lookout for a Christmas Eve special episode. You keep blowing up the numbers and socials at Bobby Turtle Pod across the board, covering Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Turtle Gang, out.